we were building affordable housing in Jacksonville 25 years ago. But we had something amazing that was happening. We really wanted to improve the outcomes in some of our struggling communities. And so people, while we were building houses, were coming up to us at the job site going, hey, we'd love to work. And we'd say, okay, well, what kind of work have you done in the past? And then we hear this story that began to resonate over and over again. Well, I had a drug charge when I was 15 or 16 or whatever, and nobody was willing to hire me and give me a second chance. And I got to say, for me, I had no idea what they were talking about or no idea really what was going on. But over time, this story really began to touch me and our board and all that were involved. And we began to look at this and say, you know what, we have something else we may be able to do at the same time we're building affordable housing is to bring people in. That was 99 and 2000. In 2001 and 2, George W. Bush was looking to launch the faith-based initiative out of the White House. And he sent these circulars all around the country. He said, we're looking for not big programs like United Way, but we're looking for some organically building organizations that are doing some unique things that could use a little capacity building. And our director of corrections, who became our sheriff and now he's a member of Congress, John Rutherford, they responded back and said, we don't have a formal relationship, but we're sending a lot of our folks from the jail to this organization, Operation New Hope, that's building houses, and they're hiring our people, not asking questions about their history of the criminal justice system. And these people aren't coming back with the regularity that we've been used to. And so we got a call from the White House, and I'm the biggest practical joker, and so I thought, since somebody said they're calling on behalf of the White House and George W. Bush, I went, oh yeah. So I got on the phone, they said, can you be in the White House next Wednesday? I went, let me see, I think I'm gonna be busy for the next couple months. And I heard this pause on the phone. I went, ma'am, you still there? She goes, yes. She goes, I guess you're not used to these kind of calls. No, ma'am, not. But I went to the White House and I took this incredible urban pastor who really worked with me in those early years. And we had this amazing meeting with President George W. Bush, and he said something that really stuck with me. He said, Kevin, he goes, I had a charge, a drinking and driving charge when I was a young man, but I had the best lawyers that you can have, and nobody ever know about it. He goes, I've come to realize there's so many people in our country who don't have that luxury that I had, and I want to look at how can we give people a second chance. And so I said, well, we're in community development, we're not in reentry. He goes, well, we want to try to do a national reentry program. We'd love for you guys to do it, And so we said, we're all there. But to say this organically built, what we learned from that opportunity with this grant that we had over 4 years is how do we address this issue? And we came to see how poverty and the inability of those who've been touched by the criminal justice system is impacting communities all over America. And so we began this journey, and what we realized early on was if we're going to expect our employers to come in and be big hires, we needed to really think about how do we develop the programming that's going to meet the needs of our employers. And so really this great epiphany we had early on was who was our real customer in all this? If we really want employers to buy in big time, we need to think about how can we meet those needs of those employers, and that is building programming to make sure that all of you that come through the program have the very best chance to having all of the resources and support they need to be successful. Fast forward to where we are today, I got to say, because of our clients who have been successful and answered the call, in Jacksonville we've had over close to 300 companies now who have agreed to sign on and hiring people and giving people second chances. We wrote the first legislation in the country on ban the box. I don't know if you've heard that term, but it was done in Jacksonville. It was done because we had great leaders in our city council and our mayors who were willing to get behind us, and so we know how important that is for doors that we have today. And so I want to just finish with this. If you look at the name Ready for Work, that name actually came from the George W. Bush White House, and the 4 represents what's really critical for this work and why we're successful is strategic partnerships. And the 4 represents faith, business, community, and criminal justice. And having those all working together really is something dynamic. And I'll finish with this, Reggie. In Jacksonville, we like to use the term city of second chances. And we really believe with the great support we have here and all of the great partners that we're going to bring together, we're going to create another great opportunity for a city of second chances. And so, Reggie, thank you and the team for the incredible work you're doing, and all the staff and all of our partners. We really thank you. And